Hi, thanks for stopping by. I wanted to give you just a very quick tutorial on the new platform, just so you can get the most out of it. Now, you might remember when Stripe and Atlassian became big, that was because they met the needs better than what alternatives were available. And I think they'll switch to Meet Magic for the same reasons, because it's better than what the alternatives are, which is going to the conferences and getting harassed afterwards for 2 weeks, but with spam and email. So I think knowledge and skill are clearly the keys to success at work. And the more you learn, the more you earn. So what we're building here with this platform is a digital channel for you to do just that. The more you learn, the more you earn for your charity. It's the simplest way and most hassle-free way to give back. Now, it's an iterative process for us to get to that place today, but you can easily match with vendors, and soon the current buyers of that vendor's products, so you can go and have a reference check. Now, if you believe, for example, what McKinsey are talking about, 70% of businesses by 2030 will be using AI. So clearly the early adopters are going to benefit. So having a simple resource to go and source vendors in the AI space is obviously going to be valuable. It'll save you time and money to do that initial outreach and that initial research on those potential vendors. Save time and money and might just stop some of the spam and the cold calls. So let me just take you through it very, very quickly. You've got a couple of ways of connecting with the vendors. The first is the requests. So they're going to come into your platform, and as you can see here, I've got a couple of requests. I'm going to look at Vicky's request here, and I like what Vicky has to say. She's got something interesting. I'm going to suggest some time to meet with Vicky. I'll put it on the 29th of December, and I can choose how I want to meet. There's obviously all the usual options, but you might just want to go to lunch. So click the take me to lunch option and go and have a lunch. If you don't want to meet with Vicky, just click decline. Give us a bit of a reason, not relevant, and send that off. That's totally fine. Now, the second way to connect with vendors is, of course, to create a project. This is where you're going to request information from that vendor to come to you. Now, this is going to save time, and it's going to save money and a lot of hassle. So here's a little button here called Create a Project. And it might be, let's go to the AI scenario. We want to get some information on a Gen AI pilot, a generative AI. So we call it AI Gen Pilot Project. And the category will fall into one of four. So it's either going to be cybersecurity or network security, cloud solutions and services, data analytics and BI, or enterprise software and applications. If you've got any projects in any of those spaces, you can basically leverage all of the vendors on our platform to come and give you some information. So let's just click data analytics. Now, it's a request for information because it's an early stage project. I need to do some initial outreach. So that's the fan. And then I'm going to be in the information tech department. Now, interestingly here, any one of your colleagues or peers in other departments, if they've got projects that they need to do some research for, they can just log in and do the same. So very, very simple. Click next. It's going to ask you the timescale. Is it this financial year or next? Is it funded or not? You might need help with the business case if it's in the early stage. So click help with the business case. What size of the project? You can put some funding in here if you want to. It's not necessary. It's totally optional. Click next. Urgency, sensitivity, and now maybe just a little bit of a description. You might have a one-pager that you want to upload, so we've made it possible for you to upload that. Now, this is where it gets exciting because we're going to now send this off and we're going to be matched. Our algorithm is going to match you based on what you've suggested. So here's a few vendors that have come up. Now, if I want to go and have a conversation with Snow Software, I'll click submit, and Snow Software would then get that as an opportunity to come and talk to you in their profile. Or it might be that I know a particular vendor that I want to go and talk to. It might be I want to talk to, I don't know, call it Conga. You might know the vendor. All of a sudden, all of the Conga reps come up. So all you have to do is click submit, and Conga rep will then get that request in their platform. And of course, when they get that request, they'll come back to you and say yes, and then you can schedule that time as that request comes in. So I hope that makes things a little bit easier. You've also got the magic circle on here. This is where you can hop in there and put a little post. We hope this is going to become a little bit like Reddit and Twitter, but there's some PhD research, if you're interested, from all the universities that we've managed to get. I think there's Cornell and all the big ones in the US. So you might want to find something that interests you, whether it's, I don't know, healthcare or climate or AI. You can get some of the latest thinking in there. There's a few podcasts and a few opportunities, a few white papers in the boxes to have a look at. And then soon we're going to be giving you an opportunity to connect with the other execs. So you might want to click and follow Kevin And then, of course, when Kevin posts something on the Magic Circle, you will be able to have a chat with Kevin and connect. So I hope that's a little bit helpful. The projects piece is really interesting. I think you can manage them in here. You close one, lost, and drafts, and all your latest ones. It's a great, simple way for you to get access to the to obviously the information that you need. But of course, you can now connect with those vendors in a much easier, much simpler way. But of course, now we're going to keep a track of all of the funds that we've donated on your behalf. So every time you have a meeting, 100% of the profits obviously go to charity, and we keep a track of that. This now becomes a trackable ESG solution for you as well. So anyway, thanks for listening. If you need anything else answering, please feel free to reach out to the team. And thanks again for logging in and having a go. The more, if you can help us share this around, that'll be even better. We are in scale mode now, so we're trying to get as many people, as many execs and architects and people signed up as possible to start submitting a few projects.